Listen, hi everybody and welcome. My name is Richard. I head up Australia, New Zealand for DevRev. Super excited to be here today. And joining me, we've got a bunch of people from DevRev, but I'll guess the man who deserves the introduction is Shashank Sharan. He's our product leader for our agentic platform. And Shashank works closely with customers and engineering teams globally, really to push the boundaries of what AI agents can do in businesses like yours. So super excited to be here. And we'll do a time check. So we should be wrapped up definitely before, if you're in Australian Eastern Standard Time, a little bit before 3 o'clock, because Shashank's on the clock. He's going to build an AI agent in 20 minutes, right? So I feel like I'm in a game show or some sort, but anyway, we'll see how it goes. Are you sharing your screen, Shashank, just to make sure?
Yeah, it says someone else is sharing, so
Maybe I should stop sharing. Hang on, let me just see. This is like doing trapeze without a net. Okay, let me just screens. It says just okay.
I think Mary raised her hand. Richard, you
Hey,
want to
Mary.
take it?
Hey, just a quick question. Will
Sure.
this session be recorded at all so we can share it with some colleagues to
Sure.
see a demo?
Yeah.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is
yeah,
being
absolutely.
recorded. We'll send it up as a follow-up.
Wonderful,
Yep.
thanks.
Yep, perfect. It's focused on a sort of narrow part of our platform, but Mary, I'm happy to spend more time with you and to learn more about what you're trying to do there as well. So great. So listen, the objective of today is pretty simple. We are hoping that we educate you on real world problems our agents are good for, help you understand what capabilities really matter when choosing and building an agentic platform. And then we're going to roll up our sleeves. Well, I'm not going to, but Shashank's going to roll up his sleeves and get hands-on and work through building an AI agent in DevRev. And so sort of how we're going to do that, achieve that objective, is we're going to sort of frame the problem, like what sort of agents are good for and what they're not. And then Shashank's going to talk about like what you should look for in a platform. Like it sounds pretty simplistic, but when it's like the devil's always in the details. So we're going to really dig in a little bit and like, what are some of the capabilities that you think you should consider? And then we're going to get our hands dirty with the tech and build an AI agent. I think we're going to show like a customer-facing CX agent, and then we'll also show you an internal agent as well, so you can see the same sort of agentic experience can apply for internal teams as can apply for your customers as well.
Yeah.
We'll wrap it up for Q&A, but like feel free to ask questions as we go through. It's a pretty small crew here, so just Mary, don't even feel like you need to raise your hand. If you just take yourself off mic and want to ask, or anybody on the call, just feel free. Just go for it. No stress at all. Okay. Let me just ask, raise their hands or whatever. Does that align with your expectations? Is that what you want to get out of this call today? Because if it isn't, we can dance or do something else. But like, does that
Definitely
align?
for me, yes, Richard. Yep.
Perfect. Okay, Matthew, sounds okay to me. Thank you, Matthew.
That's good.
Everybody else? Yeah. Okay, Lexi, great. I heard another voice there, which sounded good. Great. And look, there's a lot more learning you can go from here, to be honest. Like there's a lot more places we can learn, but this isn't to win a race, it's just to get a race started, right? So great. So and then we've got a little thing at the end that will sort of like, if you're keen to learn more, a little sort of offer there that we're sort of trialing to see if that would work as well. All right, so let's start. What's the problem? Super honest, I think AI and AI agents, there's so much noise, so much froth in the industry around this space at the moment. And, I don't know, I think it's like written on every board paper, written every funding memo, written every business case around leveraging AI either to increase the top line revenue or reduce the costs. But let's really like dig in. So what are the problems AI agents are actually good at solving, right? And then like, what aren't they good at solving? I think that's just as important a question to think about. So, when we think about this and our customers tell us what agentic experiences they're looking to deploy, some typical common themes are like customer-facing self-service, where AI agents can automatically resolve common customer queries like, where's my order? How do I reset my password? What's the status of my ticket? I want to change my booking. Can you configure this for me? Right? Or it could be like, that's more skill-based, but there could be knowledge-based, like, hey, how do I do this? Do you do this? Do you support Switzerland for payments? Whatever it is, right? So knowledge and skills. And this is typically what we would call in the industry, I don't know if this term resonates, but L1 type queries were level 1 support. But then very quickly you can get into agents and AI agents that can do L2 supports with higher degrees of sophistication as well. So they can guide users through product onboarding, help navigate knowledge. And then I think like now if we move inside the enterprise and inside your orgs, I think a lot of you are from CX here, customer support teams themselves, like AI agents can do, think of, I use this term and hopefully it doesn't offend anybody, but you've got like smart people doing dumb things, right? Where, you've got AI agents, you could have triaging inbound tickets, routing them to the right team, reading prioritizing them, like, okay, is this customer a large paying customer? Are they up for renewal? Is this a potential bug? Maybe their ARR or their spend with you isn't big, but because this bug could affect much larger customers, we need to set it as a P1, right? Understanding the urgency or the sentiment, ensuring the right case goes to the right team, right? These are sort of good examples in customer support tips. But then also think about how a co-pilot or an agent could support your staff where, like, unfortunately, support needs to go to a lot of paces for knowledge and to do stuff. They're going, like, tell me, like, if you feel comfortable, shout out where, like, what are the different swivel chairing you may do? Anybody use Confluence? No Confluence?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. You're not using Jira?
Yes.
Yeah, I can pick it
Using
all.
everything.
Right?
Slack,
HubSpot,
Jira,
Slack.
Confluence.
Yeah, like there's just data like everywhere, trapped in silos and fragmented workflows. So agents, as long as they got the right context, are great for pulling together context. Like, can you show me a similar ticket to this one where we've solved it, right? Can you help me draft a response back to the customer? These are things that really consume this context is probably 30% of an agent's time, right? So that's something you think about. Now we've gone from customer to support teams, and then we go to product management. Like, again, product management. I don't think we've got anybody from product on the call, but I'm sure we all know product people. Like, and Shashank is a product person as well. So we do, I guess we should say that. But agents that could help you summarize feedback across all these different, disparate places. So where do you get feedback from customers? Sales conversations, support tickets, where do requirements come in from? RFPs, NPS surveys, social channels like App Store reviews. There's all these places, and they spend a lot of time just trying to get qualitative and quantitative feedback to help them prioritize what they should be building in the roadmap and how much revenue that impacts. Even helping them draft PODs, product requirement docs, as well, and understanding structured feedback patterns. And then if we go into engineering, again, not dissimilar, smart people doing dumb things, like, and engineering are really smart people, right? So the cost is going up as we go back further in the organization when, like, if they're fixing a bug and they're doing a lot of stuff to try and get context. So helping them think of if there's an incident and your product has an incident and customers experience problems, think about how an agent could go help them collate all the logs, everything that's happening, have any changes occurred, and help them really cut through the mustard of what's causing that root cause and really resolve that much faster. So, there's a lot of opportunity for AI agents where automating status reporting, understanding if sprints are going off track for engineering managers. So let me just pause there. I'd love to hear if anybody of you like have any other views of or use cases that you're thinking about for AI agents. Feel free to take yourself off mic. God forbid you show your face on camera as well. What you're thinking about for AI agents in your world. Anybody game?
You've covered the main use cases from my perspective. So,
oh, great, thank you, Matthew. Well, I appreciate it. Well, there's lots others that, if you go to sales, an account executive agent, they're about to go on a meeting, prepare me, brief me for the customer that I'm about to meet. Right? There's just so many use cases, right? That are great. I appreciate it, Matthew. All right, so with that, let me switch gears a little bit, and I'm going to, well, look, I think maybe just to summarize, summarize what like AI agents aren't magic, right? So like we didn't talk about what doesn't work well. Like what works well is repetitive and structured, data is accessible and context is clean, and and the desired outcome is well defined, right? These are great examples of where AI agents can really help. Where they struggle is where context is very ambiguous. This is a problem just generally for people as well. Think of yourself. If you're struggling to get context, it's a real challenge, and you typically make poor judgment. And other cases where they struggle is where human judgment, like creativity and empathy, is much more important, or the underlying data is super fragmented and low quality as well. This is where AI agents will struggle, right? And some things that you need to help put in place first before you can deploy an agentic platform. So with that, I'm excited to hand things over to Shashank, and he's going to take us through two key things. What are the capabilities you should be looking for when you're evaluating an agent or an agentic platform? And then he's going to get his hands dirty and roll up his sleeves. So Shashank, over to you, my friend.
Sure. Thanks, Richard. So yeah, as Richard was saying, that there's a lot of noise, and as the AI agent space is moving fast, you will see new frameworks, new products, new protocols, new philosophies popping up every other day. I mean, even in the last few months, we have seen an explosion of blog posts, side by side comparisons, and hot takes on what is a real agent framework, whether graphs or loops or abstractions versus control. Some of it is really thoughtful, a lot of it is a lot performative marketing, and all of it is biased, and I would say including us, right? But there's the thing, and there's one thing that I've also learned deploying agents in with our customers on production. While the internet keeps debating about syntax and the orchestration models, builders are trying to ship, and these builders are wiring up tools, and they are moving from prototype to production. And what teams are asking right now is that, can we trust this system when it counts? And that's the conversation we care about, right? Not about which framework is the best, or is it really an agentic loop or not, right? So that is one. And then the point isn't to build really complex agents. The point is to build better system, which is like reliable, composable, observable, and one of the biggest pain point that we have discovered in the last few months is that sane to debug, right? That is also one thing. And with MCP and everything also coming up, whether it is your agents can also interact with other systems very easily or not, or even other agents. Yeah.
Shashank, I was just going to ask, because people may, if they're not from the industry, may know what MCP means. What is MCP?
So it's called Model Context Protocol, and if I just translate it, is a standard way, a standard language for an AI agent to talk to an API, to talk to an external system, right? So
Got it.
it's a standard way. So it helps the builders really integrate with systems easily.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Thank you.
So yeah, I mean, some teams will, some teams benefit from a very adaptive, very autonomous AI agent. And what we have also learned is that some people really need some determinism sometimes, right? So to boil all of this down and cut the noise, what are the essential things that we really need in an agent platform so that it just works for me, cutting all the clutter, right? And these are some of the things that we have, at least from our experience, I think that a good agentic solution should have, right? First and foremost, is it secure and permission aware by design, right? Because you will give agents tools to either do search on your knowledge base, on your FAQs, or even do some actions, right? So since it is a probabilistic system, it can, sometimes call an API when it shouldn't have to, right? So is it, does it have the correct permission sets, right? And then the biggest thing is it grounded in your data, right? Because otherwise it's not really helpful for you. And it's not just about connecting to your data. It is also about how you're connecting to it. Are you giving structured and unstructured data both? And what's the amount of time that you're spending in terms of making sure that the data is uniform and really accessible in a simple format to the agent? And then since these are really probabilistic system, it should be very much easily debuggable, right? So you need to know for every AI message, what was the thinking behind the AI that the LLM did? What were the API that was called? What was the input to the API? What was the output to the API? So that you can really audit the agent better, and you can know what went wrong when you need to know about it, right?
Can I ask just the audience, Shashank,
Mhm.
when you look at the list here, is there anything that doesn't make sense, or you're not sure what it is, or why is it there, or you think something's missing? Just if there's any thoughts or questions, it's probably a good place to ask if you have any questions. I'll ask a question because, I'm still learning.
Mhm.
Like, why is it so important to ability to define deterministic
Yeah.
and probabilistic steps together? Like, why is that important? And can you give us an example, Shashank, that might be useful for people to understand,
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
CX?
Yeah, for sure. So I'll give you an example, right? So this is a real example, like deployed in our system right now, right? So for some customers uh, uh, of a certain tier, I really need my AI agent to have only specific access to some specific tools. As an example, this set of customers have access, have the facility to, you know, create the ticket and route it to a certain group, right? And for them, I always need the AI agent to call that particular skill without any, question. And for another tier of customers, I never want them to create, route it to this specific team. I want them to route it to another specific team. So while the answer generation can be, very adaptable, contextual, but based on the customer profile, I need the routing to be happening very deterministically to a specific team, right? So the agent needs to know based on the customer profile where, should I route it? And I don't need any probabilism there. Otherwise, probably my support operations will, take a hit.
Yeah, makes sense. And in my little brain, the way I think about it is that there's certain things that you want an agent to do that, like, the outcome, it's
Yeah.
defined.
Yeah.
right? It's like 1 + 1, it always equals 2. If I send a Slack message with this text, it's always going to send that Slack message. That's deterministic. If I call this API, it's going to do that. Where probabilistic is, hey, can you read through, let's say, the customer ticket or the customer, support ticket and tell me what their sentiment is? Are they sort of happy, unhappy, sad, frustrated, concerned, whatever it is? That is sort of more judgment based, right? So I think that's sort of like less deterministic, right, and probabilistic. So, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Shashank. Thank you.
Thanks. So yeah, we talked about the deterministic and probabilistic one, and then I was talking before that how you should be able to easily connect to your own data, and then for it to be really adaptable and have context, it should have memory. Like, what does it actually mean, right? If I am talking tomorrow to Richard, he remembers my name, he remembers what I do, and hence it's fun to talk to him, right? So similarly, the AI agents are no different. They should remember within a context, within a conversation, what I was talking about 5 minutes before, or 10 minutes before, or even 3 days before, right? So that so that it really gives adaptable and contextual answers to me.
Great.
And
Perfect.
then, yeah,
Cool.
yeah, cool. And then once I have deployed an AI agent, how do I see its performance? Think of it as a report card, right? So, you need to see that report card probably every week, every other day, so that you know where are the fault lines, and how you can improve. One very bitter lesson that we have learned is that on day zero or on day one, don't expect y- everything to be changed and you get 100% reflection, right? It has to be a gradual process. Think of it this way: the way you onboard a human, right? On day zero, on day one, it's the it doesn't have all the context, and then once you onboard the human or employee to a company, after a few weeks or a few months, that employee gets to its 100% potential or 90% potential. So we need to live through that journey, and through that few months, few weeks, prompts needs to get checked every day, every other day, and see how you can improve it. Add another edge case to the prompt, right? Add another skill, add another API to it, so that you're improving your deflection. So the point is that getting to near, like, more than 80%, 90%, 95% of deflection, it is a journey, right? And for that we need tools, and for that you need a report card, right?
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Let's show us, Shashank. Let's show us. How do we build an agent? Let's get there, I think.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that. Just a minute.
Any questions, just take yourself off mic at any time. No problem at all.
Just a quick one for me, Richard or Shashank. On your previous slide, you had up there multi-agent orchestration. What does that mean? Is that, I guess, multiple agents being able to be applied to a particular ticket intent so that we can manage multiple intents within a ticket? Is that what that means?
Yeah, so that's really a good question, Mary. And what we mean there is that, hey, let's say you have uh, a few very different personas of customer, right? So someone is very technical coming to your API docs, or someone is just coming for your, normal website and pricing. So you probably need a very different persona of the AI agent to talk to these different people, and they have to, work together in the same system. So how do handoff happens between them? So that's one. So yeah, so how do they orchestrate between them based on these different personas of customers for which you will create these agents for? So that's what we mean by multi-agent orchestration. So you
Okay.
can have multiple agents for different cohorts of customers and how they really work together.
Yep.
And
Okay.
that also means, Mary, like it might be bringing a human into that work as well. Like, so orchestrating a human into that work
Right.
as well.
Yep.
So that's how you can orchestrate with AI agents and humans as well. So that's part of that equation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. So let's start here. Yep, my screen is visible, right?
It is.
Cool. So what we'll do now, right? So I'll try to build an AI agent for customer support. And then we will also try to deploy it on a channel. And for now, we'll deploy that AI agent on a chat widget, which can be on your website. And then we'll also kind of see how you can also use these agents for your internal productivity. Imagine your support members asking agents to help them solve tickets, right? So let's start from here. So
Just one comment I was going to say, these agents, and Mary, this may be useful, like from just, I guess, what you said, these agents can also operate on different surfaces. So you might have a lot of emails coming in. You could have an agent like responding to all your emails on your behalf. And then you might have Slack channels that internally that you use, for example. You might have an agent helping people internally on a Slack channel or in your app, right? So they can live on different surfaces as well. So just something else to consider.
Okay.
cool, cool. Yeah. So now let's start. So here you're seeing the screen, and this is a screen where you start seeing your agents. And right now we do not have anything here. To give a little bit more context, this is our DevRev interface, and I am within settings. I won't go through all of DevRev interface; it's a lot. So let's start with what we really need right now, right? So I'll just start from here, and then it's asking me what's the name, what the persona of the agent, right? So I'll say that I need a customer support agent, and what should be the goal? So it's think about it this way that you give overall guidance, principles to the agent that what it exists for, right? So this agent here is your goal is to support customers and help them with their queries, right? So once we define these high level, name and a little bit of high level goal, uh, we start seeing some of the basic components of an AI agent, right? So you see here instructions, which is basically, think about this way, kind of an SOP for your AI, of a AI agent. Kind of an onboarding module that you would give to your new, human team member when he or she is joining, something very similar to that, right? How it should behave, what it should do, what it should not do, and when it should, uh, call an API, right? Something like that. Then knowledge is something basically you can go ahead and say that, hey, when you're talking to someone, please refer uh, all the articles in my organization. By the way, we have DevRev has a lot of technology where you can just go ahead and click a few buttons and import your documents from different external systems with just a few clicks. And once that is here, you will just click, let's say, I need this agent to learn all my articles, all my FAQs, KBs, so that it can help customer queries, right? So I have
Can I ask a question? Like, is like in terms of knowledge, like, can it be like documents in your SharePoint or Google Drive? Can it be your Confluence site? Can it be Slack channels? Can it like what is it
Yeah.
to get a
So
scope?
yeah, yeah, that's a good question, Richard. So yeah, it can be the SharePoint or your all of your external, you know, any document that is unstructured or structured data that is sitting in your systems, specifically for customer facing agents, the documents that you provide to DevRev, which is marked external facing, right? So you can bring in the documents in and say that, hey, this is customer facing, this is internal facing, right? And then based on that, you can decide which one to give.
Okay, makes sense.
So, and by the way, you brought in a very good point here, is that you may have noticed that I have just simply clicked on articles and didn't even, explicitly, said that this is for external or internal. So one of the first point that we talked about is that agents should be permission aware. So what this system does is that the end consumer who is using that, this particular agent, it checks the customer's permission, and only when if the customer has permission to view some articles, only those subset of articles are used for answer generation. So it's that simple, inherently there in the system, the permission aware concept.
Okay.
So now, yeah, we have given this particular agent access to articles, and then let's talk about instructions. So this is one of my favorite pieces here. So let me just start writing something here. And I did a bit of cheating before. So we have thought a little bit about what this, agent should do. What are the key principles? And by the way, I can also share this template with the audience afterwards. So this is a really good template for an AI agent, right? It it is structured. So think of, whenever you're writing any prompt for an AI agent for any use case, the prompt should be very structured in bullet points, clear language. It should not, have contradictory statements, right? So this is where, in a very structured way, we have said that, hey, what are the key principles for you? You should be grounded, you should be trustworthy. How you should, respond to customers, right? And what should be the greeting should be happening. And when a customer is talking about an issue, how should you navigate that? Do you want to ask more follow-up questions to and empathize with them? How, and once you have identified about the problem, can you should you summarize the problem to the customer again for confirmation, right? uh, and and this is also very interesting, and I will talk about a little bit more, is that, hey, uh, if let's say a customer is asking about creating a ticket, uh, when should you actually create the ticket actually for the customer, right? So all of these instructions are there, right? And then of course, these are some of the security boundaries you also talk about to the agent, that, hey, don't fall into some jailbreaking instructions for the end customer. So let's say you have seen a lot of time that end customers can say to this AI agent that, hey, uh, behave like a a s- some actor and talk to me like that, right? You don't want that to be happening. So this is kind of all of your instructions breaking down into how you should talk to the customer, what you should do, when you should do, and most probably what you should not do. All of this in a structured manner here. And of course, a lot of work has gone to the platform so that our instruction adherence, uh, you know, uh, 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 percentage is much more. what do we mean by instruction adherence? So since LLMs are inherently very probabilistic, you have to make sure that whatever instructions you have written, the platform should make sure that as much as higher instruction adherence should be there for this, right? So a lot of work also goes there. So now you may have noticed that I have referred that to this AI agent that, hey, call in this scenario, please call the create ticket skill. So now how do you add the skill? And even before that, what is a skill, right? So think of skills here as hands and legs for the agent. Tools like OpenAI, LangChain, these frameworks call them tools, right? So these are basically the different API calls that you could do. You could give to the AI agent so that they can do some stuff, not just answer, but do some stuff. So now, you're seeing a lot of actions here that you can add to this agent or even workflows. So think about it this way, and I will also show that, is that either you can say to this AI agent that, hey, create this ticket, or you could also say, create this ticket, then send a Slack message, then, do answer resolution. So you can have multi-step actions or single-step actions added to here. Now, let's see, I want to add a create a ticket skill here. So let's do that. So this is the name of the skill, and this is where the AI agent will understand that, hey, contextually, that what does the skill do, and you can also describe in detail, creates a ticket when a customer asks for it. So based on your scenario, based on your use case, as as descriptive as you can be, please be here, so that this is the meat of it, of how your AI agent understand when to call this particular skill. Now, this is where you will see that, hey, when you are, let's say, creating a support ticket, there's a bunch of fields in a support ticket. There's title, then who owns this ticket, what's the body of the ticket, right? Which part of the product this ticket belongs to, right? So I could say that, hey, of course, I don't want to hard code the title of the ticket, right? I just want the AI agent to fill it, right? I'll just say auto. But you know what? I want, this AI agent, whenever it, creates a ticket, thanks to a very particular, part of the product. So think of this as, project or team, right? So this is where, there is some form of determinism, some form of, probabilistic behavior together, right? And I also want, let's say, every time this ticket to be assigned to, let's say, a queue, so that further routing can happen. And then, let's say, more details, the body of the ticket, the description of the ticket, I also want, let's say, the AI agent to fill in, right? And then, talk about permissioning, right? So this is basically, you can tell to the agent that, hey, when you're taking this action, do you want to take, inherit the permission of the user or not, right? So again, these permission concept is like really, really inherited to the surface here. So now I will save it. Let's see what happens. Okay. Now the tool is attached, the skill is attached, and you could even see here, by the way, that actually, we have deployed a workflow, which basically, triggers when the agent wants to trigger it. Then there is, you call the create ticket, API, and then tickets get created. And if for somehow then there is an error, it will send the message back to the agent. And by the way, you can add more and more. You can even edit this, and you can have more and more complex workflows here. So yeah, now this is available. And now, even before deploying, you want to test it, right? So let's say hi, and this is where we'll start seeing some magic, right? So it says hey, hi, and it says hello, Shashank, right? So this is interesting because it inherently knows my name also. So personalization is kind of baked in here. And even before deploying to different channels, you can test it here and see how it is behaving for you, right? Let's say I will ask, what is DevRev? Let's see, it is able to do something. Yeah. So it's able to, uh, show some thoughts and then give me an answer, right? Now let's see, now that I have created this agent and kind of tested it for a bit, let's see how I can deploy it, right? And there we will also test whether it is able to create a ticket for me or not, right? So let's wait for that. So now what I will do is go to the workflow builder. So this is a place where you start creating all your agents, and then through the workflow, you basically route or orchestrate your agents, right? So I'll go ahead, start a workflow, and then how it works here in this surface is that I will go and start a trigger, like a conversation created. What it actually means is that, hey, this workflow will start when a conversation gets created. And then after that, I'll say, hey, once a conversation is created, let's talk to the agent. So now you may connect the dots. I've created an agent, and then now I'm using workflows to route the conversation to a particular agent, right? You can do some complex routing also here that, hey, when a conversation gets created, you want to check whether the conversation was, started from a particular, let's say, URL or URL context or not. And then based on that, route to agent one, otherwise route to agent two. And this is where, again, the deterministic concepts comes in, right? So let's start simple for now, for a bit, right? And let's say that, hey, I just directly want to call to this agent, right? Now, the agent that we just created is now available here. And I will say that, agent should talk on this conversation. Agent should post customer facing messages. Agent should chat with the customer on the customer chat panel, and agent should respond to the customers, of course. And there are a few more configurations that you could do. For example, hey, you want your agent to stop replying, let's say when your internal any support team member takes up the conversation. So you automatically want your AI agent to stop replying. So that is also a conversation. Or let's say you want to give during the session some additional context to the agent. So imagine, you can fetch in some data from different systems and then give it to the AI agent so that more personalized responses can happen, right? So we'll not do that right now, and let's try to see if the simple one works, right? I'll just say this is a CX agent.
Just giving you a time check, Shashank.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. So yeah, now this workflow is now created. Let's see if it really works or not. So it should work whenever a customer chat creates a conversation, right? So now here I go, and this is basically a sandbox or testing environment also you get to really check whether your agents are working or not. I'll say hi, and it's doing something, thinking, and then it's working, and I will say that, hey, what are happens in let's see. Since these LLM agents are quite can sometimes also take a lot of time, these thinking icons and everything is also very important. And now it has searched through all the articles that I have already loaded into this organization and given me an answer to this, and pretty, I think, accurate answer of what are snap-ins in DevRev. Basically, these are integrations, automations, and airdrops. I'll just do 160 seconds to see if actually ticket creation is working or not. So let's see, can you create a ticket for me? My email integration is not working. Let's see what is happening. Yep. So now, based on my instructions, it has also, created the ticket. And let's see if that ticket is actually created or not, right? So, yep. So see, as we said, the title description already, already generated by the AI agent. And then, you can then also route it to a specific team based on any workflow that you have created, right? So this is one. And let's say you want to see what's happening. You want to actually debug also. You can also go here and see what's the runs, what was actually happening in this. So here you can see also what is the, when the agent triggered and if the agent failed or not, right? So this is also a good place for you to debug. Now, these same agents can also be, uh, uh, deployed on internal surfaces. So your external customers facing surfaces are like your chat widget, your Slack, your, or email. And then these agents can also be available for you for your, let's say, your support members. And while, let's say, they are working on a particular ticket, an AI agent can be invoked and let's say, hey, can you help me with how to solve this? What's happening there? Are there any customer affected? So this is a sample ticket that you see, and as a support member, uh, you know, I'm looking at this data leakage issue, misconfiguration probably, and I need more information on top of it, right? And then I can see basically this kind of the same, kind of agent built on this same, framework. Working and then giving me an information that, hey, this is an issue description, and this ticket is affecting one of the customers here. It even actually has an incident related to it. So all those synthesized information that I need to actually solve this ticket, rather than going through all the internal discussions or title, description, all the linked objects. It can give me a more synthesized information. So it really becomes kind of a co-pilot for me. Yeah, Richard.
Great. Thanks, Shashank. Thank you. I know we've got like 5 minutes to go, so I might just open it up for questions, Shashank, if that's all right, and see if there's any questions, and then we can just wrap. I want to make sure everybody gets after if they've got a 3 o'clock meeting or some commitments. Do you want to maybe go back to the slides, if that's okay?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. Any open questions Oliver, Mary.
I guess one for me on that your dashboard that you had up, Shashank, you built a customer support agent. In let's say 3-6 months down the track, and we're mature in this space. What does that look like? Is that multiple agents for say different specific tasks or functions, or is it one agent and you're building lots of tasks within? How does it look?
Yeah. So that's a really good question, and I think it really depends on the use cases. So what guidance at least we have right now is that if, let's say, you are serving very different personas, right, for customers, then probably it is best to have different agent and then orchestrate together. But let's say if you are serving very similar personas, then probably keep adding skills to one agent only, right? So so that's kind of the guidance that we have right now. And of course, the pace is also evolving a lot. So we'll see, and but that's what we have learned till now.
So if I can elaborate on my understanding there. So let's say we've got a B2B customer base, and then we also have a B2C customer base. We would probably build two different agents to handle those personas. And I'll give you another example that I'm thinking of. So let's say I want an agent who can manage general account update inquiries. So they want to do something with their account. So update their email address, update their bank account, whatever that is. And then I also want an agent to be able to process refunds and payments and all that billing stuff. Would I create two different agents for those scenarios?
No, I think honestly, what I've seen, if Shashank, I think what happens if you create agents and they just have one skill or very limited usage, I think of that more like a bot. That's not an agent.
Yeah.
Right? Think about like, should this person be able to serve, should this agent, think about like people, who are they serving? They're serving the customer. Is that same customer going to ask them, can you refund this? Can you do this? Can you check my account details? Can you check knowledge, right? Like that's sort of the way I would think about it. Think about the persona that you're serving and give them the skills they need to serve them in a like a really seamless, contiguous way, as opposed to like one bot that can just do a refund that it hands over to somebody else to answer product. Like that doesn't make sense. Like that's that's the good thing about this architecture as well.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yep, that makes sense.
Good questions though, Mary. You definitely win the $100 Amazon gift card today. Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, that marketing won't let me do that at the drop of a hat, but we'll definitely catch up. Love to share more. So, okay, look, any more questions? What was that? I don't know if that was me. No. Okay. Look, I'm going to wrap here. I want to say thank you for joining today. We hope you found the session useful and practical. I did want to invite you all to something special. We're hosting like a dedicated workshop for individual customers if they're reviewing their agentic use cases specific to their business. If you're interested, there's a QR code that I think Shashank is sharing right now. I can't see because my Zoom's somewhere else, but I believe he is. So feel free to just take a photo of that or, just QR it now. And, and we're more than happy to run a workshop at our cost, learn more about what you're trying to do and see if we can help you, take you into the future and learn more about agents and how they can transform the way your teams work. Mary, you just took off mic. Go ahead, tell me.
Oh, great. I was just going to say thank you. I do have to jump to 3 o'clock, but appreciate your time. This was very helpful.
Yeah, good. Great to meet you. Thanks everybody for joining. Have a great day and look forward to continuing the conversation. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.